Welcome to Clear Dutch Grammar again. It's been a while since I have uploaded any other videos than the ones about the and had. Today we're going to talk about the past tense. There are two past tenses and the one we are going to talk about today is the perfectum. Just a quick note. I have also made a new video yesterday about how to boost your listening skills. If that's what you're interested in, look at my other channel called How to Learn a Language. Alright, let's get started. So, as I told you, there are two past tenses. There is the imperfectum and the perfectum. Let me just give you a quick example of each of them. Given the English and the Dutch sentence. I have worked. That would be ik heb gewerkt. And the other past tense, which we're not going to talk about today, is I worked. Ik werkte. Alright? So, the first one is called the perfectum. We use this one way more often than the other one. We even use it more often than in English. Okay, so it is not always the translation perfectum in Dutch, perfectum in English. Can be that in Dutch you use the perfectum, while actually in English you would translate it into the imperfectum. Okay, so how do we make this past tense? Well, as you can see, we have in both languages the verb to have, hebben, so we need hebben. And then we need the other verb in the past tense. In English you make it with ed, worked. And in Dutch we make it a little more complex. We make it with ge, with the stam, and either a d or a t. Okay? So this is what we call the participium. Okay? So the participium is the ge word. I will also be referring to it as ge word. Okay. How do we know if it needs a D or a T? For example, gewerkt, we see that it has a T. Well, usually you use the D, that would be the standard. But if the stam, so in the case of werk, this is the stam, werken. Stam is the one used for ik. If the stam ends with one of these letters, S, F, T, K, CH, or P, so you can see here the stam werk ends with a K, so then we need to use a T because it is in these letters. Now this is a bit hard to remember, right? So let's turn it into an existing word, a recognizable word. Ketchup. Then we get soft ketchup. Way easier to remember, right? So if the last letter of the stam is in soft ketchup, it takes a T. How do you remember that the soft ketchup rule goes with a T and not with a D? Well, soft ketchup has two T's in it. So that's how you remember. Alright. Let's practice this a bit. So what we need to know is the stam of the verb. There's another video called how to make the root. Root is English word for stam. So if you don't know how to make the stam first, watch that video. For example, werken, the stam is werk. And the participium is gewerkt. Okay? So you have the ge thing. And then the stam, and then you have the T because the last letter of the stam is a K. Let's do the same for the word wonen. For example, the stam is woon. Some pre-knowledge you need to have before starting on this video. So we start with ge. Then we have the stam woon. And then we look at the last letter. The last letter, it ends with an N. Let's see. Soft ketchup. No, there's no N in here. So we're going to need a D. Okay? So that's how it works. Alright, now let's give it a try yourself. For example, with the word luisteren. So first you get, oh, that's right here, so you know what you're making, and this is the participium or the ge words. Alright? So you do it for luisteren and for example praten. Yeah, okay. Pause the video and do this for yourself. I'm going to give the answers right now. The stem of luisteren is luister. You just take away en. We start with ge, like we did with all the other ones as well. Then we put the stem. And then we're going to look at the R. Is the R in soft ketchup? Let me see. It's not S, F, T, K, C, H. That's another T. Or P. No. So we need to have a D at the end. Alright, what about praten? Well, the stem is praat. We start with ge. Then we put the stem, which was praat, we said. And then the last letter, let me see. Last letter is a T. Oh yeah, wait, here is in soft ketchup, so we would have to add a T. How do we think this looks? I know in English you can have words like miss and will with 2 times the same consonant at the end. But in Dutch that doesn't exist. You will have seen this also in the video about the root. Doesn't exist, so you cannot double the T. It stays like this. Okay? Now, of course, this is not all, because as we have seen, to make the past tense, we also need hebben, right? Hebben is the word that needs to be conjugated to match the subject. So you change it so it will match the subject or the person, the one that does the action. So let's make some sentences. For example, I want to say I have worked. Okay, we have that one already. He has worked, for example. How are we going to say that? You think about this. Did you make, have you made a cake? How would you say that? I'm just practicing translating some sentences with the past tense. We have, let me see, which word can I use? Just a sec. For example, we have studied Dutch, and let's say this is it for now. So try to translate this, pause the video. I will give the answers right now. So if you have extra information here, you need to put in the middle, because this is the second verb. Okay, this is the first verb that's matching the subject. Extra info goes in the middle. So if you didn't do that, change your sentences now. Okay, let's see. He has worked. Hij heeft gewerkt. Do we all remember the conjugation of the verb hebben? Right? So hebben, heb, hebt, heeft, and hebben for the plural. So this is for ik heb, jij hebt, or in a question or inversion would be heb jij, he, she, it, heeft, and we, you, they, hebben. Okay? So that's the conjugation of hebben. Here we have hij, so it has to be heeft. Hij heeft gewerkt. Now a question. Heb jij taart gemaakt? So we have heb jij, then the extra information, and then we have the stem of maken is maak, and then we have a T, because the last letter of the stem is a K, which is in soft ketchup. Yeah? So this is the rule for the T. And the last one, wij hebben. We have, plurals are always the complete base form of the verb with en. Wij hebben, then the extra information, Nederlands, gestudeerd. We start with the ge, like we said here. Then we have the stam of studeren is studeer. And then we have the D. Why? Because the R, the last letter of the stam, is not in soft ketchup. So it's normally just D. Okay, there are a few peculiarities about the regular past tense. I will let you know. If a word starts with the syllable ge, the, her, ver, er, or ont, one of these syllables, then we don't add the ge. Okay? So, for example, the words gebruiken, the participium would be gebruikt. You cannot say gegebruikt. Okay? It also sounds double. No, we don't say that. If you have betekenen, means to mean, betekenen, then it would be betekent, right? So you have this syllable, so you don't add ge. It will not be gebetekend. No. Okay? So it becomes pretty long. We don't want it to be that long. I'll give another example. Herhalen, which means herhaald. So not geherhaald. No. We want it to be a bit shorter. With these syllables, gebe, her, ver, er, ont, you will just not add the ge. At the beginning, you will only put the stam. So herhalen, the stam is herhaal. And then add a D, since the L is not in soft ketchup. Or for gebruiken, we just use the stam. Gebruiken, the stam is gebruik. So then you add a T because the K is in soft ketchup. This is one peculiarity. There is something else tricky about the past tense, and that is the verbs with a Z. Let me get an example. For example, leven. So these are the words that have the Z changing into S. You might have seen it before, maybe with the plurals. And the V changing into F. These are the only two letters that they change sometimes, right? So then it's a bit tricky, but actually, so you start with ge. Then we need the stam. The stam of reizen is reis. So we're going to add reis. And then the stam. And then deciding on the D or T, we actually use the Z and the V. The Z and the V are not in soft ketchup, so we do use a D. That's a bit weird, right? Not what you would expect, but okay. So the one we're going to look at is the Z. Okay, and the V in this case. So the stam of leven is leef. To make the past tense, the participium, the second part of the past tense, then we put ge, the stam is leef. For deciding on D or T, we have to look at the V. V is not in soft ketchup, so we add a D. Okay? There are not many cases for this, but in case you need these verbs, there it is. Okay, well this is about it for the regular past tense. Of course, there's also the irregular past tense, but I'll do a video about that later. I recommend you not to get into the irregulars until you really feel you manage this tense regularly very, very well. So go practice. I will give you a list of verbs, a lot of verbs that are regular, so you can practice making sentences with them. Just a sec. Okay, see you later and good luck.